oyster.
Sorry, I forgot to hit record.
I've never heard of assorted. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I just got it from the store today. I'm gonna soak them tonight and have them tomorrow.
Nice.
But I had white button mushrooms all week. My husband won't eat them, but that's helps me get the salad down because I love them.
So what day are you on, Karen?
7, and so are you.
7 tomorrow.
7 today, unless you started on Monday.
I started Sunday, Monday.
7
Tuesday,
today.
Thursday, Friday.
7 today.
Oh,
Please,
that's right.
please.
That's right. 7 today.
That's why I
right.
put up my 7 fingers.
Okay, right. 7. That's right.
Yeah.
So now for me, then starting tomorrow, I'm gonna start counting backwards.
How
Why
long are you
backwards?
going? How long are you going, Dr. Ross?
21.
Wow, nice, nice.
So tomorrow I start counting backwards. So tomorrow I'll say I've got 14 more days.
Nice. Countdown.
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
Okay,
Counting backwards gives you, looks like you're closer to your goal than counting forward.
Mhm.
okay.
That's how they do the rocket.
So
5.
tomorrow you'll start at
Four.
14 and then, oh, okay.
Yeah. 14 days, 14 more days. That's easier than saying I'm on day. I got.
Eight.
Yeah.
I'm just taking it 7 at a time. When I finish
7 at a
7, I start all over number 1 to 7 again.
So, Dr.
Good way to
Roz,
do it.
Dr.
Yes.
Roz, is it very cold there? Because I'm starting mine on Monday. You know, as cold as it is, to me, I don't want to start a cleanse when it's this cold, but I'm gonna make sure that I use. I think on Monday in Chicago it's going to be 2 degrees. I will be going to the store tomorrow to get some cayenne pepper, hot cayenne pepper, to sprinkle cayenne pepper, because I noticed when I use the cayenne pepper, it does help me feel warmer since we're drinking cold drink.
Yeah, well, it's 33 degrees
Oh
here.
God, how nice.
And but Tuesday and Wednesday, it's supposed to get down to 24 and then 21. That's gonna be our lowest.
Oh. Yeah, we
And the
having
whole
some
city will
ugly
probably
weather.
shut down.
You
Oh,
all,
really? Well, I'm in
I,
Chicago too. And I just came back from the store. That's where I got these mushrooms.
Where'd you
And-
get them from, Karen?
Pete's
Oh, which one?
on Lincoln Highway and whatever street that is.
Oh, okay, Matson, Illinois. The big
Matson,
one.
yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
one of the best ones. Yeah, they got a nice what somebody call a farmer's market. They have a huge fruits and
Yes,
vegetable
it
section.
looks just like a farmer's market. Well, the vegetable section.
Yeah, the vegetable section.
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't know you were in Chicago.
Yes, ma'am. And I go to the Pete's on 87th and Stony Island too, so it's tight in there though. It's
Yeah,
not
it's a
like
smaller.
this.
It's a smaller one. I like to go to the bigger ones because they have more options.
Yes.
So Karen, what is the detox done for you? How many have you done?
This is my 3rd. And
What has it done for you?
it helped my cholesterol to come down the first time and the second time too, but then I went right back to the meat. I want to gouge my eyes out. So this time I'm gonna try to, since I'm finding more mushrooms and more things about them, I think I'm gonna just use the mushroom as my meat from here on out. But I have to cook for my family, so that, it's so hard. Because my husband was like, "Do not give me those mushrooms."
But this time he did 7 days with you?
He did 7 days and he had, okay. I gotta look, let's see where he is. He had a little problem. He started having blood in his urine. And I called Sharon and she told me that was not a good sign, but not a good sign, that he must have had some kind of problem going on. And he had frequency, he was going like every 10 minutes and he had blood. Well, the blood is gone now. And he said the stream is stronger than it was initially, because at first he couldn't even control it. And so I said, okay, so that's good, because see, if he had come to me and said that and he wasn't on the detox, I would have taken him to the emergency room.
Right.
But when I called Sharon, she said, no, don't take him. She said, let him just continue on. So I'm begging him to do at least one more week. I don't know if I'll be successful, but I'm going to try.
All right, we're gonna pray for that. We're gonna pray for that.
Yes. We're gonna,
And his
we're gonna
weight
pray
is
for that.
gone down. He had just done because we started together, and I forget what he told me his weight is, but I can look at him and tell around his abdomen that it has gone down. See, I can't tell it on myself because I don't have a lot of abdominal fat. But it is, my abdomen is gone down probably about from 31.5 to 30.5. My waist, not my abdomen, my waist.
Right,
So,
right.
mhm. And I'm going all the way to the end.
Yes.
Me
We're going all the
too.
way to the end. Yes.
Is that 21 days, Karen?
Yes.
Okay, congratulations.
And the thing is, it's my birthday. Oh, it's coming. And my kids keep saying, because we always celebrate big for birthday. Mama, what you gonna do? I said, well, maybe I'm gonna look up this raw place and we'll go raw, and everybody's like, "What?" So I don't know.
Yeah.
Take him to
So-
one that has
so-
everything.
What'd you say, Ms. Anna?
I told her to take him to one that has everything. Everything.
You
So
mean,
Tyrone and
Huh?
Lawanda, come on, join us. Get on this bandwagon now. Cause it's a good road over here.
It is. And
You
you'll
all-
feel better.
You all, what I
Definitely
do when
feel
it's
better.
real cold, I put my salad on my plate and cover it up and let it sit out for about 10 minutes, sometimes a little longer, so that it won't be so cold. Because when I eat it cold and it's cold outside, man,
Right.
that's what you might want to try, Terry, is fix it on your plate, sit it out, cover it up, let it sit for 10 minutes and let it get room temperature.
yeah, I have to do that because the last time I did a 7-day was in October, and since then I've been making a smoothie every day and eating raw every day. And even though I eat a cook, that's my plan. So I had to start doing that because years ago I used to do a lot of smoothies, and I would do them ice cold where I get a brain freeze and all that. With the Chinese doctors, they said, your tummy cold. You have to warm up your stomach. So I stopped doing smoothies for about 5 years. And I just started it again with Akana because I did them so long. And I didn't have the mindset to let it cool, warm up or just get room temperature. So now, when I make them, I'm not looking for them. In fact, I go and do my prayers. I set it up in the blender, go and do things for about 20 minutes and then come back and blend it. And I freeze my own, my own fruit. Like I'll buy things at Pete, bring it home, clean it, and then put them in the freezer. I don't buy frozen bags of fruit because I like to know when it was frozen.
Oh, I didn't ever think about that.
Something else I use. Go ahead, Terry.
No, I was gonna say, put the date on it too, because I noticed I got some that I didn't use for maybe 6 or 7 months. I'm gonna clean all that out and just throw it away because I could start keeping myself fresh. Because when you're cleansing, you want to use fresh things, but fresh frozen, if that makes sense.
Something else that I use in my salad are the beet leaves, the beet greens, and they're more nutritious than the beet
They
itself.
Wow.
Yeah, I make smoothies out of greens too.
That's what I was just getting ready to ask
Yeah.
you, Sherry. What do you put in your smoothies? A couple of different ones.
I don't know if you guys ever heard of Victoria Botinka, but she was the first one that put it on the marketplace about doing green smoothies. And I just recently went back and looked at some of her videos. So I always use greens, and greens would be like dandelion, kale green. What is it? What's the other greens that I use? It's about 2 or 3 more, spinach, of course, but I don't do them all together. I've had some of my people I'm coaching who did all of them together, and she was running off at the bathroom, and when she told me, I've been on the bathroom, I've been on the toilet all day, and so I called her and I found out that she put too many greens together and she didn't put enough fruit in there. So what Victoria Botinka is saying, put half and half. And when you do get the fruit, use the fruit, find fruit that's naturally sweet, like bananas, pears, when they ripen, they're sweet, pineapples are sweet, and whatever you think, grapes are good too. And I do half and half, water,
Oh, grapes.
it's beautiful.
And
I
for
didn't
those
think
of you that don't know, the regiment that we have is kind of either or. I was talking to somebody the other day and they said Dr. Prince did not advise people to do both.
Oh,
So if
yeah.
you're gonna juice, do juicing. If you're gonna
Okay.
do smoothies, do smoothies. Because we had this
Okay.
discussion here few times before where some people saying, well, they were gonna do juice and then they were gonna do a smoothie. So juicing is the initial concept of what came to us for this flat belly lifestyle, juicing. Melissa began to realize that there were some people, maybe you couldn't afford a juicer, or maybe you just couldn't afford the expenses that are necessary to do the juicing, because there are a lot of groceries involved in buying it. That's why we're talking about growing our own. There, and it's, let me be really transparent. The hardest part of this is about the juicing.
It is about the juicing.
Yes.
I juice for me and my husband, and that's a
Wow.
lot of juicing. And I can say, for instance, I did some juicing today, and by the time I put them in the jars, it's like, that's just 2 days.
That's a lot of juicing.
Something that really helped me with the juicing, Dr. Roz, and I got it from you. How you said you prep all your vegetables and fruits ahead of time and put a batch in a baggie. And then when you're ready to juice, just grab the baggie out and do a batch at a time. So that really helps me too. And it's just gotten easier for me.
Yeah.
I do mine the night before, and it still takes me 2 hours to juice. I hate it.
What kind of juicer do you have? And because the juicer does make a difference. Which one do you have?
I have a I don't even know. It's one of the cheaper ones, because I had what was it called? The Breely or whatever it was called.
Prevail.
I burnt the motor up in mine the first time I used it.
Really?
It depends
Yes.
on the cost of the Breville.
When I went, I bought when I got it, it was when we first started doing this, and that was the one Melissa was suggesting. But the person at the it was either Dr. Prince or either the person at the store. Somebody told me that the reason I burnt the motor up in it, that I was pushing down on the thing too hard, pushing the vegetables in. I said, oh, okay.
And there's several models of Breville. There's several models of Breville. So it also depends on the price you pay for the Breville. I mean, I'm gonna just be honest. If you pay under $100, you working with Breville. You gonna really work that.
I think I got the smaller one because they had the larger one, and I, not knowing what I was doing anyway, I got the one that was $159. But after
So-
that, I messed up another one. So the last time I
Wow.
went back, I just went on. I messed up two my first year when I started. When I started, so the last time I went back, I said, okay, if the expensive ones aren't working for me, let me just go get a cheap one. It was called the juice something. I don't
Oh,
remember
no.
now. But that it works fine. I just hate it because it has so much pulp,
Yeah.
and it takes me
And that's
so
what
long.
I had a Breville at first, and when I realized how wet my pulp was, that's how you
Mhm.
know how good your juicer is.
Juicer is, yeah.
The pulp is supposed to be dry.
What do you have now, Dr. Roz?
I've got a Nama now.
Oh, you bought the Nama? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
the best.
have the smaller juicer and it's still working pretty good for me, but my son was juicing with me at first. And for Mother's Day, my kids went and got me the $300 Breville. So it's really kicking good.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I got the Prevail too, and I like the fact that, like, cause when I juice, when I start my cleanse on Monday, I will be juicing. I'm not gonna be doing any smoothies at all, but I'd like to juice up 5 days worth, 4 days worth at a time, pour them into 16-ounce jars and just have my convenient food ready for me.
And see, that's what it would be for me if I was doing it by myself, because I just did enough for 2 people. But because it's 2 people, it's like, oh, dang, that was just 2 days. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I try to tell people when they say, "Oh, me and my husband gonna start," I said, "You may want not to do it together, because especially when they brand new to it." Because I had a couple. She said, "No, I want to do it." After she did the cleanse, she never wanted to do it again because she was in the kitchen a lot working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And it's
work.
costly.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Yeah.
that.
It's-
I tallied up my total, but I bought some extra stuff like the Bragg's aminos is expensive. And the lion's mane mushrooms, they're expensive too.
Yes,
But
they
I went
are.
to Whole Wallet, something I don't normally go to Whole Foods. But here in Louisville, that's the only place to get healthy, really healthy, fresh vegetables.
vegetables.
You know,
Well,
we don't have a variety of stores here like Pete's there in Chicago. I really miss Chicago for a lot of that stuff.
Well, the good
And
thing about
Mariano.
the good thing about the detox is while you're doing it, you don't have to buy organic. Dr. Prince said you do not have to buy organic when you're doing the detox. So you can buy
Okay.
your regular fruits and vegetables, because
Okay.
whatever is gonna be there, you're gonna be able to get it out when you start eliminating, using that mucus and parasite and your eliminator, and using your T colonic to get the stuff out of you.
And it's costly, but it's cheaper than meat. And also I get a lot of my fruit and vegetables from Aldi's.
Yes.
And
Oh,
and
okay.
That's where I
I'm
get
in
mine.
Louisville all the time, Sandra. I usually go to the Kentucky Derby. But
Okay.
and I know you have Aldi's, but I get a lot of my produce for my juicing at Aldi's.
Yes.
They have
But yeah, and
Aldi's
like
here,
you said, it's
Shireen.
cheaper than meat.
I've been to Aldi's here.
Yes.
And then
Cause
you
I know
guys,
like the ginger, it's only like $1.99 at Aldi's. The apples, I think $2.99 a bag. But I get a lot of my things for my
Right.
I hadn't
juicing
even
at
I do
Aldi's.
too.
And guys, we know this,
Continue
it's
too.
cheaper than
I'm not
going to
gonna
the
stop.
doctor and being in the hospital.
that's what I
I'm not
gotta
gonna
say.
stop.
Amen to that, Dr. Ross. Yeah, you guys can look at the Dirty Dozen, and like I would recommend getting the vegetables that there are the cleanest, because
Right.
there are other ones that, for me, on my bioscan, it's coming up that I have pesticides in my body. So that's I'm that's why I say, okay, for me, I'm making the decision to do as much organic as possible, or looking at the Dirty Dozen, like pineapple. You can buy inorganic pineapple. It's certain fruits that they recommend that if you got a budget, that is that you can buy those fruits that will have pesticides, but because they got a hard coating, the pesticides don't go inside, doesn't seep inside the fruit itself. So I would recommend looking at that chart. I mean, especially if you've done a bioscan, they do tell you if you have a lot of heavy metal, EMF, all that in your body.
And strawberries and blueberries was on the top of the list of the dirty dozen.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So, you know,
And in the
If-
summer, I pick my own blueberries and my own strawberries, and I grow my strawberries. But
What
yeah,
are y'all saying? The dirty what?
the
Dozen.
dirty dozen.
What is the
It's
dirty
called the
dozen?
Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. Oh.
Yeah.
The
Dr.
Dirty
Ross-
Dozen.
I'll send them to you. I have them in my camera roll because I always look at them a lot.
Okay.
If I knew how to put it on here, I would, but I don't know how to do that.
What is the dirty dozen?
It's a list of fruit that are recommended that if you're gonna buy it in organic, they recommend buying these fruits. And then
Oh,
then
okay.
they have ones that they recommend that you should buy organic because it's just the marketplace is loading it up with pesticides.
Wow, okay, I got you. Is watermelon on there?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing watermelon. But just because watermelon has a hard shell, it doesn't, I think it's fine if it's inorganic, unless it's some kind of spray called graphite or something. It's a lot of people are suing because it gives you cancer. They're spraying that on our fruits and vegetables. So,
Yeah,
it
it just needs to be watermelon with seeds in it. I'm looking at the
Yes.
store, it say seedless watermelon. Are you serious?
right. They're everywhere
Right.
though.
How in the world you gonna have a seedless watermelon? You know you did
Exactly.
something to that watermelon.
A
Right.
good
Anything
scientist.
we eat, we supposed to eat the things that reproduce from its own seed.
That's right.
And you can hardly find grapes with seeds in them now.
Pete's
I
have
went
them.
to the store the other day and didn't see a single one. Every one I looked at, seedless, seedless, seedless.
Yeah.
I had to hunt it down. I had to talk to some of my hardcore vegetarian friends to go, and they said Pete's, and I said, oh, okay. So in Chicago, Pete's have it, but it's not easy to find a lot of
Nah.
things that
It's
with the
not
seed.
easy to find here in Louisville either. And I have a connection here. I have a brother who has a health food store, and he is constantly on Facebook talking about these vegetables and fruits without seeds. So all summer long, he sold watermelon with seeds. He put it on Facebook, and by the time you got there, that stuff was gone.
I know.
I
was
have
gonna
a
say-
farmer here where I get the watermelon with seeds, and I wait on his every year.
Right.
But
Yeah,
see,
we have a
until
place-
we learn it,
Huh?
until we learn that, we don't think nothing of it, because you tired of spitting the seeds out, so you think it's okay. And I mean, I thought it's okay because you don't want to spit the seeds out in the first place. You don't want all that extra work. But now it's like, how did this fruit, this vegetable that God made, the way he made it, and now y'all
Grow it,
feeding
don't
it to
see.
us another way, genetically changing it? Something wrong with that picture.
That's why we got all this stuff going on now. And see, in 21, when I first did this, I did this because my hemoglobin A1C went up during 2020. And so I lowered my hemoglobin A1C by 4 points the first time I did this.
Wow.
And it's still,
That's
that's been since 21. Now it's still, at 7.1, but this time I'm gonna stay with this until I get it down to 6.5, the way it was before. So we're gonna have, like I say, we all know we got to find us a healthy source of food. And in Kentucky, it's a lot of people here grow their own food here. Small, like in the small towns surrounding Louisville. You can go drive to these small towns and find healthy grocery stores all around, but not here in the city.
And then genetically modified now, it's biochemical engineered now. So they changed that also.
Right.
So Diana, unmute and tell us what you put in the chat. Miss Coleman.
I was just trying to get back to it because I was getting ready to put something else in there. I was just going online to see, and I got some other images, and I'll put those in as well. What I put in were the images for the Dirty Dozen,
Oh,
for the fruit, and I was going to let me try to put this one in too, if I can. Give me just a second. I was just trying to see if I could do it, if it was working. Trying to get with some of my Dr. Roz training. I was just putting some of what you had taught me to practice. So I don't know if it came up in the chat or not now with the
Girl, you
images.
did it. Yes, you
I
did. You
did?
shared a whole file. Yes.
Okay, and the Dirty Dozen. And I was just trying to do the other so you could take a screenshot of it and just do it like that.
You don't have to take a screenshot. You can click it and then you can save it on
Okay.
your phone. I
Yeah.
just clicked it
Yeah.
and it opened up.
Okay, did it also also the clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen?
it doesn't,
Here's-
yeah.
Oh, here's another one too. Let me try that one. You all can thank Dr. Ross for this. Something stuck. Every
did
now and then the light bulb catches, it just goes on. Oh,
Yeah,
here,
she's
clean.
she's a great teacher.
Yes, she is the best. So all
Yes,
I'm
she
doing is
is.
really just pulling this up offline, and I'm just going to put it in here again. Just the little things that I've been finding. Hope it's helpful.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, there's that.
Got it.
Strawberries.
Thank you. Thank
mhm.
you, Terry, too.
You're welcome.
That's
I
cool.
had never heard of that before.
Yeah, I hadn't either. So I'm glad that's why we're here.
Neither
because
have
I
I.
never heard before.
And you can
Amazing.
find more writing and wording on it put it into Google. You get more content on, more information to express it.
What's wrong? It's bad?
Yes, because once you put it in, it has a whole lot of areas, all kinds of pictures and everything. So once you just typed in just the Dirty Dozen list for
Yeah.
fruits and vegetables, it really.
Yeah, and I used to tell people this because, when people say buy organic, like right now, sometimes economics, you don't have the money to pay for all organics. I know when I first did the first 21 day in 2022, was it 2022? Yeah, January 2022, I spent $350 for 21 days of fruits and vegetables at Whole Foods.
Easily.
Easy.
Mhm.
And then the cleanse itself was $3 something. So, I looked at me that I made an investment of close to $1,000 for my health, but I didn't cringe on it because I feel like I'm worth it. But
Worth every penny, every penny.
okay, thank you. And but I can understand families that got, a big family. That's not easy.
Yeah. How many of you have gone to the flatbellyebook.com?
I reviewed it real quick, but I need to wrap my mind around and do a little more.
Have,
I
I
actually
did it.
printed it
I
out.
printed it out, actually.
Mhm.
yes,
I
Printed.
did too.
Oh, you're talking about the ebook you printed out.
The
Yes.
ebook, right.
Did you print both of them out?
yes, I did.
I don't know
Okay.
about both of them, Dr. Ross.
There are two on that website.
Okay.
With the one's with recipes and the other with, well, they both
One
have
is the
recipes.
ebook at near the top, and then you got to go all the way down the page and find the maintenance ebook.
Oh, okay. I'll look at it.
Okay.
I
That
didn't
one's
know that.
new. That one's
Okay.
new. It's a
Thank you.
12-week maintenance ebook, because we're going to be more focused on not only helping people to get through the 21 days, but to maintain
Right.
after that, the post
Yes.
regimen for it to become a lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Right, that's so true.
I'm so excited about the maintenance program because I've had so many people who did the cleanse and they came off the cleanse incorrectly. Eating meat too quick, eating meat products like cheese and eggs. Like when, you know, one of the ladies, she said, yeah. So the day when I broke my fast or my cleanse, I had an egg sandwich. And I'm like, oh boy. So
So much for a fast.
I am so happy that program, so it can be laid out, because, you know, I just realized a lot of people just don't know what to do afterwards.
And
That's
everybody's
hard
not
to
gonna keep going raw. We gotta
Right.
understand that everybody's
Yeah.
not gonna go hard like that.
Right.
You went
Right.
hard like that, you know, but be able to give them options. They can go flexible and still eat their food, but they're eating their food according to their blood type. Or they can go, what's the second column?
One is with fish, the other one is
Plant-based.
plant-based, and then
Plant-based.
The second option is plant-based. And then the third option is age reversal. That's
Right.
going raw with just some light cooked things. But then there's that flexible, which some people will lean towards because they're gonna go back to eating meat. But at least, and that's why when I do that scan analysis, I say to people, at least if you don't do anything, just take your plate and eat something raw first. Then eat your vegetables and save your meat for last. So that by the time you get to your meat, you're eating less of it.
Right.
For that person who just is refusing. Because the more you do that, the less you need of it. You realize you don't need it because it's a mind thing. We've been taught a certain kind of way. Like Dr. Prince, his son has never had meat. And he's about 12, 13 years old, never tasted meat. So he doesn't miss it.
Dr. Ross,
Yes.
I have a question. Are you able to put up the list of foods that, products that we use for the cleanse and the benefits? I didn't get a chance to take a picture Thursday when we had the Zoom. Are you able to put that up?
So the products that we use in the benefits?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks.
While I'm pulling that up, anybody else have any questions? Anybody want to check
I
in,
want
let us know how you're doing, having any problems during the cleanse if you're on it, like having a headache or a cramp, or so we can let you know regarding
I
that.
don't know if this is a concern for someone else or not, but someone had told me, and I don't purchase an apple unless I can pick the apple up by the stem. Every apple has to have a stem before you purchase it. And I forget all the reasons why she said, but she said, do not even purchase an apple and definitely don't eat one without having first, when you pick up the apple, make sure when you pick up the apple, you select your apples to pick them up by the stem.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
And it was something about the pesticides, the sprays, and whatever else they used. She went into this long liturgy of whatever, but I just took it for what it was worth and just buy the apple and make sure I can pick it up by the stem. I felt like, okay, makes sense. I didn't go into all of that, but just tidbit of information.
If you
Yeah, I'll
notice,
Google.
if you notice, if there's no stem, it's sort of like an open hole there.
That's
So
what she was saying too. Yes, and for all kinds of infections, pesticides, and everything else to get into. So with the stem on it. So when you're selecting your apples, she said, make sure you pick them up by the stem before you put them in the bag and purchase them.
Interesting.
Just a little sharing.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
So Dr. Rice, will this be a recording that can be watched again?
Yep, it's recorded. I
Okay,
didn't
good.
get the first part when I was trying to convince LaWanda and Tyrone, but
Okay, good.
And Tia, you had gave us numbers before, we should get the produce that starts with 8 and 9. Was that the numbers? Cause
Not-
most of them start with 4.
Yeah, 4 means that it's local. I'm trying to think, what, 8 or 9 is organic. I gotta go in my house and room and see my organic stuff, but I'm not recalling right now one. And if you Google, everything is on Google. You just Google what numbers are for organic. I'm not recalling now, but they got some new numbers out there, like 3 and 6, and I'm like, what the hell is, excuse me, but what is this? So
9
I'm
is organic.
yeah, but I mean, if you don't buy organic, you do gotta look at your numbers, because a long time ago, I was told that you should have a relationship with the at the store that you buy your produce from. Like when you go there and it looks uh, 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 like it's been shackled or just looks rough looking, you can request they go and open up a new box and put fresh things out there that looks more fresher. So I think one of my wellness teachers
That
told
was
me
rough.
that years ago. So I just empower myself. If things don't look right, I said, excuse me, could you go in the bag and get some, do you have any fresh ones, cilantros? Because these all look kind of wilted and beat up and like picked over. And if they do, they'll bring a whole new fresh one out for you guys, because we have the rights. We're making the purchase. That's our right to ask for fresh produce.
So excuse me, this 8 and 9 and all this, what are we looking at these numbers?
The little sticker with the code, with the
The little
barcode.
sticker with the code,
and
the barcode.
barcode.
Well, I'd be doggone.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I didn't know exactly what they stood for, but I knew that when they started talking, it was on the barcode.
You can Google them and they'll tell you. But I had some memes that told you, I have to look for it, that educated you what each one means. And so they're sticking in some genetically engineered fruits and vegetables into our community, and we have to be empowered to know what's real and what isn't real. So when you go to the bar, when you go and pay for yours at checkout, when you put the barcode up to, like, especially if you check out yourself, there's a barcode there. So it's already registered and it'll tell you on that barcode, what number it is.
What number it is. I learned that being here, connecting to the people here who eat healthy. So yeah, it just makes it's so much easier for us to be together, to help each other like this. Because that's how we're gonna make it. We're gonna have to be together.
So tell me again, now that I'm clear,
Right. I'm checking the
what
number now.
number should we be looking for?
Barcode 8. Oh, you should be looking for 4, which is local. And I'm trying to
9.
check. And
4
9,
and
okay,
9.
9 is organic.
Yes.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, if I'm buying it, I know it's not organic. But 4.
And then you're gonna see the 4. You're gonna see the
Gotcha.
4.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, Dr. Roz, they got some 3s and 6 out now that I'm
Gotcha.
like, I just noticed in the last 3 months, and I'm like, what the heck is this? So,
Yeah.
next time I go into the store, I'm gonna go and ask to speak to the produce manager, because they should know.
Yeah, I've seen some 3s, but I haven't seen them often. Usually the ones that I get have 4 on it.
Yeah. Right. And you have to also be careful if you ever go to food pantries. They give you ones with genetically engineered, or 3s and 6 and numbers that you're not used to seeing.
But that's what they're doing now now there's a new program here for seniors called PACE. And Kroger comes to certain parts of the community, low income areas in Louisville where we live, and with the truck. And they can go on the truck and shop. But I work with the community group here, and I had found this man who had been on the truck and bought all this stuff, all outdated.
Yeah, you have to watch that.
You have to watch that. And so, what's happening now is that they realize what they're doing to us. And so they want to cover it up with programs and services that look healthy, but's
Right.
really not healthy. And if you don't know, you think it's
Right.
healthy.
Right, right, because you can still have health problems, and you're like, I'm eating fruits and vegetables all the
Right.
time.
And that's what people are saying when I talk to them now. They say, well, I eat fruits and vegetables. I do this, I do this, you know, but they don't realize all this genetically modified food, engineered food is poison
Yeah, with trickery also.
and trickery.
I have to let, this is good information because my church does a food distribution. The food thing brings their truck to our church like once a month. I have to tell them to be on the watch out for that. I know that the food place tries to be on the watch out for canned goods and things that have a expiration date or it's already expired, because a lot of people, if they're cleaning out their pantry, they gladly give away everything that's expired. I throw mine away.
Right, I don't
I'm
do
like, I
that,
don't want to give somebody something that I don't want to eat.
Yeah,
exactly.
Kroger
I-
is really, they have gotten to be criminal here. Because what
Mm.
they're doing is that they're taking the food from the nicer neighborhoods and then they're bringing it down to the low end in Louisville, the West End, they call it, and giving it away, reducing it. The people don't know it's not good. They don't
Right.
even, they're not even aware of expiration dates and codes and things. So, hopefully I have the opportunity to work with the people in that community here to educate them, because they really are very ignorant of what's happening here with our food.
Absolutely. Terry, when you put that out, sent me that file, we just bought some bananas. So I had to go look at them.
Right, right. Well, bananas it's considered clean because it's got that the hard shell on it. So
Yeah,
it's
but still, it said, if in that article you just added in the chat, it mentioned
Right.
bananas, and if it had an 8, it's been
Right.
genetically modified.
right.
It has a 4.
Okay, good, good. But yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah. I hope everybody sorry, because I just Google what number is organic, even though she told me it was 9, I just wanted to have it in writing so I can show you guys. And then it just volunteered to tell you that 8 was genetically engineered.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so here we go, Naeem, I've got it. Let's see here. So the main 3 products, the main 3, that is the core, this is what you're talking about, right?
It listed all the products and what the benefits are.
You're talking about the juicing?
Yes,
Okay, you said the products.
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear.
Yeah, I thought you wanted to, well, while I'm here, for those that are new, let me just go through this, because our main 3 products, our core products, I should call it that, our core products for our detox, because it's not just about, that's why people say, well, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I just drink juice? That's not the only thing. We have products to help pull this out. And that's the part that Dr. Eric Prince, our naturopath, brought to our company that's making such a difference. This is a powder. You just use 1 teaspoon in your juice, or either 1 teaspoon in 8 ounces of water. I use it in 8 ounces of water, drink it first thing in the morning. Some people put it in your juice, which either way, you're still going to get the benefit of eliminating the excess mucus and parasites. And guys, don't forget, we all have got mucus in our bodies. If you've eaten cooked food, you've got mucus. And as Dr. Rita used to say, if you take your meat from the store, sit it in the sink, pour Coca-Cola on it, you'll see some stuff coming up out of it that you cook out. You cook and kill them when you cook your meat, but those critters are still there. So
And you
I've
never will
done-
meet again.
What'd you say?
You never will meet again. Oh,
That's
goodness.
Right, right. It'll make you never want meat again. So, but that stuff is still going inside of us. And we know Valerie is one of our testimonies, Valerie Jackson, on day 10. She was on, I mean, before she did her cleanse, and she's not here tonight to share her testimony, but before she did her cleanse, her detox, her first one, she was fixing to be hospitalized, go have surgery, and be put on a coloscopy bag.
Wow.
And after she did 10 days, that's why she doesn't even tell people to do 7 days. Because if in 7 days, this wouldn't have happened for her. In 10 days, she looked in the toilet and she saw the little critter that had come out of her, that was eating away, feeding on her, in her intestines, taking away all of her nutrients, taking away all of, probably blocking the path for oxygen, but mainly the nutrients, just eating away. And today she's mowing her grass with a natural mower. I mean, she's made a 360, 180 degree transformation because of doing the 21 days. So this is where it started, with the excess mucus and parasites, pulling it out. Step 2 is we call it a colon cleanser. It's called a purifier. We call it liquid colonic. And it's got all these herbs in it. All you do is boil about 40 ounces of water, turn it off, and it's a tea bag. And you put the whole tea bag in the water and let it seep. You do this the night before you start so that it can get strong enough to put into a pitcher, put it in the refrigerator, or however you choose to drink it, but you're only going to drink 4 ounces. And of course, we can go through the whole regimen with you, but you're only doing 4 ounces every day, except for the first day. The first day you're doing it twice, morning and evening. And it's got a lot of stuff. This definitely begins to detoxify, not just the colon, because I meet guys, well, I just had a colonoscopy. Yeah, but you got a colon, you got small intestines, you got stomach, all this stuff that we see on our cleanse, and you've got mucus buildup in all your organs, in your bloodline, all this plaque buildup. You need to detoxify all the bodily organs. And then
Liquid Drano.
Liquid Drano, that's right, Liquid Drano. And then the third step is the regenerator. Just like it says, it regenerates, replenishes your vitamins and minerals. Because let's be real, we just talked about all this food that they're doing stuff too. And then unfortunately, we can't do anything about that. So if we still got to buy it, that's why it's important to do a detox. It shouldn't be just a one and done. Many of us on here, this is our 3rd, this is our 4th, this is our 5th. And me personally, I can almost tell now in my body when I need to do it, because my body speaks and says, it's time for you to cleanse, So it's got all these vitamins and minerals, ashwagandha, stuff I can't even pronounce. I'm not going to even try to, but somebody was talking about beets, just so powerful in your diet. Now, what what Naina was talking about is, where'd it go? Okay, I think I got it in front here.
No, you just had it, Dr. Ross.
Okay, let's see.
What, you just went past.
No, that's not it, the groceries. I thought it was the juice.
No, you had it up, but you went past it. It
Okay,
listed all the products in the cleanse and the benefits. Well, I took a picture, so.
I was gonna ask Dr. Ross, are you able to put that in the?
I do have it. I thought it was on this particular thing I'm
That's
doing.
it. Oh, Dr. Raj, you just went past it again.
That-
That's it right there.
No, that's just the regenerator. I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the different juices.
No, I'm talking about the benefits of each product. It's listed right here. Ashwagandha, stress,
Oh, okay, okay.
that's it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Now, where would this be, Dr. Ross? Is this a video?
No, this should be, this particular information should be on the flat, I think it's on the Flat Belly Lifestyle, Flat
Okay.
Belly, sorry, I didn't mean to
Okay.
move it. Flat Belly ebook.
Oh,
.com.
okay.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
yeah, I like to print that out. Thanks, Dr. Roz, that's it.
Thank
Oh,
you,
okay.
thank you. Good.
Yeah. See that Flat Belly, let's go there, let's see here. Okay. Let's see if it's there. I believe it's there. So if, for those that had not gone in here, go in here and click and put your email in here and get that ebook if you haven't gotten it. Even if you got the old one, get this in case there's something, there is stuff that's new, it's been revised. Yeah, here are the products. Okay, yeah, but it does not list them all. It doesn't list all the things here. It might be on our website. I'll have to go there and see. But I know I saw it somewhere. And then there's a promotion, returning customers, they save 10%. So they can actually, and if they're a new customer, they already get 10%, so they get 20%. So it's a great, you know, good time to get your products. The Cleanse, Dr. Prince, group coaching. People can come here and sign up for what we're doing right here. They don't, you know, they can see all the different times. If you click view course, it shows them every session that we're having, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And we actually get an email letting us know so-and-so is gonna show up. Let's see what else. The regimen, okay, here we go, the regimen. Everything I just said, 1 to 2 teaspoons of the regenerator, how to do the tea, the blaster, how to do the protein blaster for those that are adding that. And then here's the after, the 12-week maintenance. And there's the maintenance ebook. So start sending everybody to it. Let's see what it's about. It tells all about us. Dr. Betty, Dr. Prince, Melissa. What are our services? Blood type testing, bioscan, and they can put their information in here. And if they decide they want to buy something, it's set up in such a way that they have to actually tell you who their coach is or who their scan person was or who invited them on here. So you actually do get credit if they do buy something. So I think it's really nice, and it's still developing. It's still developing. So because we're getting things so automated, so we can be able to really get stuff done. Any questions, anybody? So are we closer, Luanda? Hey, Luanda, Tyrone. Y'all still there? And y'all multitasking like we do when we on Zooms.
Did
Nah,
Keiko?
I'm still on here. I was trying to figure out how to find this button to unmute it.
I know that's right. So are we closer to getting going, getting started?
Yeah, but I don't know. I made it 4 days last time.
Okay, okay. Hey, I mean, listen, brother, it's about getting started. It's about going after it. You can do those 7 days.
He sure can, and I'm gonna help him do it.
Just get on here with us and let us push you across the finish line. Like them folk in the Olympics when they fall and they get up and somebody gets up under them and carries them over the, the finish line.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah,
Well then, Tyrone, my son took him a year, but he finally got on here with me. He's not on the Zoom tonight, but he's on the cleanse. He got all his products. He had to go buy a juicer, but you know what? He's here. So we just gonna keep going. We're gonna get our whole family, all 3 of my grandkids. We're gonna get them on board too.
That's what I'm trying to do, and they bought me the big juicer last year for Mother's Day, so we got 2 juicers, so
They just
yes.
want you looking cuter than them, that's all.
You the leader, Cherie.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen, any questions, comments, concerns, anything, anybody want to share anything before we close it out?
Yeah, Dr. Roz, I have a testimony.
Go ahead.
Okay, you know,
Can't see you
relative
no
to,
more.
oh, I'm sorry, I was getting ready to go deal with some food, so I came up. But anyway, my husband had been experiencing this extreme itching on his back all the time. So after I looked at that video about the electromagnetic field, I asked him to stop putting his cell phone next to the bed. So he put it in another area. And believe it or not, that condition has almost cleared up.
Mm.
So
Wow.
there is some legitimacy to what the brother was talking about.
Yeah. All right.
Don't sleep with your cell phone in your bedroom.
Yeah, take it out to the next room. And
Put it in
or
the
turn
next
it on
room.
or airplane mode.
Yeah, well, that's
Right.
what we did. We put it in another room.
Right.
Okay. Good for you. Good for
Wow,
you.
that's fantastic.
I just got a couple things, Dr. Roz.
Mhm.
Back to Valerie Jackson and her testimony. Everybody really needs to hear that. And she was like, when she did release, she said it was like a glob of BBs that came out of her. And she was like, had she done the 7 day, she wouldn't have caught that. So that 21 days, and depending on what's going on with your body, is
Mhm.
really necessary.
Mm.
And Tyrone and LaWanda are founding members.
All right.
Nice.
Mhm.
Fantastic. All right, we just got to get them on in here. That's wonderful. Thank you all for sharing. All right.
Thank
So-
you, Dr. Roz.
Thank you, Dr. Rod.
You're
You're
welcome.
also wonderful. Your heart
Yeah.
is so, I mean, you have such a pure heart about everything that you do. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even know anything about the compensation plan if it wasn't for you.
Yes.
We appreciate you, Dr. Roz.
Yeah.
Y'all are welcome.
Your
All right.
picture's right up there beside the word compassion.
Yes.
Mm. My God.
It is right there.
And a great teacher, just a great
All right.
teacher.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Y'all are too kind. All right, so we're gonna say
But
good
we're
night.
truthful.
Thank you. Have a great evening. Have a
Thank
great,
you.
happy Sunday, everybody.
Thank you too.
All right.
And
Good
we'll-
night,
baby.
everyone.
we'll
Good
be
night,
back to
everybody.
you.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
Bye
you,
for now.
Cherie.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Roz.
All
Thank
right.
you. Good night, John Boy.